Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast. And welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
Post the creepiest shit that's ever happened to you. Go.
2010 first deployment in the Marines. Stuck on a U.S. naval ship. Would rather be in Afghanistan. 1 month later, docs start handing out malaria pills. How the fuck am I gonna get malaria in the middle of the damn ocean? Doc says the pills are mandatory. Oh, by the way, Anon, you might have some weird dreams. Okay. Thanks, Doc. A few days later, sleeping in my rack in a room with 300 other Marines, hear a guy I know start screaming in his sleep. Get the fuck off me. Let me go. Someone wakes him up. WTF, you okay, bro? Dude is confused. Didn't even realize he was screaming loud. That's weird. .jpg. Few days later, a guy across from my bunk starts kicking the damn walls a lot in his sleep. Sounds like he's trying to run in his sleep. Other Marine bros start complaining of trippy dreams. Not the good kind of trippy. It's my turn. .jpg. Sleeping when suddenly I'm standing in the aisle watching myself sleep. What the fuck. .jpg. Feel real uncomfortable, like someone else is watching my body. I'd like to wake up now, brain. Finally back in bed. About goddamn time. Wait, I can't move. The ride never ends. .jpg. First ever sleep paralysis happens. Feels like my body is being flooded with endorphins and adrenaline. Something is watching me. Shadowman. .jpg. After God knows how long I wake up. The fuck was that shit? Continue having sleep paralysis randomly for the rest of deployment and even back in America. Fucking pills, man. And it's 1 or 3 people watching. Only those 2 numbers. Ever watched White Noise? I just about shit when I saw the 3 evil spirit fuckers. 'Cause those are what the 3 watching things looked like. The one always had a hat. Shit, this story went longer than I meant to. That deployment sucked.
I was sitting at the computer one night and I felt something switch behind my eyes. All the power went out. And I looked out the window and saw a ball of light, beautiful divine light, in my backyard. Then it switched back again, and I was how I was before, and only a second had passed. At a football game later that year, it happened again. I was sitting high in the stands, and it switched. No lights, and I could somehow sense that there were no lights anywhere on the earth. All the people were these husks looking at me. Husks like mummified people, light as air and gently floating a couple of inches off the bleachers, with white, pupilless eyes that were glazed over and blind. But they could feel my light, my life, and they wanted it. I saw the same ball of light in the middle of the football field, and somehow I thought, if the light here goes out, the light goes out everywhere. And I pushed through the husks. Not that it was hard, they were like leaves, and they made the gentle sound of rustling leaves. Before I got to the light, everything switched back like nothing had happened. It has only happened twice after that, and I observed a few things. The world was quiet. No animals or insects. It was dark. Perpetual nighttime. But it was somewhat bright, like the moon was full. But there was no moon, no stars in the sky. There were sparse clouds drifting around, though. I felt that I did not want to be alone there for long. I thought of lighting an oil lantern that I have in my house, but I feared that the light would attract things.
B13, summer before high school. Grandpa dies, leaving Grandma by herself. Mom doesn't want to put her in a home. Grandma comes to live with my parents and me. She moves into my dad's office. The office is between my room and the staircase. Hear her cry nightly. Feels bad, man. .jpg. watching Adult Swim. It just finished the anime block, so it's going to restart now. I remember this distinctly because that means it's 2 a.m. Go downstairs to bring food trash out of my room and get more drinks. Past Grandma's room, door closed. Come back up the stairs and see her door open. She's standing on the bed in the pitch dark, staring straight through me, thinking she's sleepwalking or something because of lack of sleep from crying. Go back to my room, watch TV, then pass out. Wake up around 10 a.m. to sounds of people in the house. Mom crying, Dad talking to paramedics. Mom runs up to me in tears. Anon, your grandma passed away last night. They're saying it most likely happened after dinner around 9 p.m. last night. Ladies and gentlemen, please return your tray tables to the upright and locked position. Probably the creepiest thing to ever happen to me.
I'm from Montana, Bulgaria. One of my favorite stories is about Lake Ogosta. It's a gigantic artificial lake. It was constructed during the 1950s. On its foundations rest two villages, Kalimanica and Zilovci. Once the dam was finished, water was poured. As an exchange, the residents got free houses on the outskirts of town, now known as the Zilovci district. During the 1960s, the mining industry in northwestern Bulgaria was blooming. They built an ore refinery next to the lake and started dumping toxic substances into it. During the late 1980s, the communist regime broke. A lot of factories closed, including the ore refinery and, of course, the mines. Many fishermen reported seeing huge shadows under their boats. Scientists concluded that due to the vast amount of toxins, many creatures might have suffered some sort of mutation. 2 foreign scuba divers were sent to investigate. One went missing. As for the other one, he emerged from the lake with white hair. He stated that while they were underwater, they were being violently pushed by something. A few years ago, they caught a 2-meter carp. They needed a van to do it. Those are just some of the monstrosities lurking there. Many dismembered bodies have been found. I've been there a few times, but I haven't seen anything paranormal. Some people state seeing glowing orbs hovering above the lake too. Here is a picture of the village church. This is the only reminder of the villages.
I got a story for you. Backstory, male 16, live in Linwood, Washington. Where I live there is a park called Lynndale Park. It's a rather large park with 3 baseball fields and an elementary school called Lynndale Elementary. I went to school there. Anyway, there is also a large area that is nothing but woods, a large forest. In this forest is a large set of trails and paths, and in it there is a bathroom. Ever since me and my friends have been going in those woods, that bathroom has always been closed down, and it looks freaky. We have tried to get in countless times, but the door is some strong steel. There is, however, a small vent next to the door to get in, and you can look through it to see inside. Inside is flooded up to probably our knees and looks like stains all over the walls. We built our own legends around it, but we never truly believed them. Until one day. One day, me and 3 friends were at the park. Out of the 3, one was a kind of new friend and had no clue about the haunted bathroom, so we took him there. We got there and he was talking about some sort of ritual practice about summoning a demon, and we did it out front of the bathroom. Out of nowhere, one of my friends jumped up and started running for his life, screaming bloody murder. We caught up to him, and he was literally crying, and said he saw a woman standing at the door of the bathroom and she vanished. Confused, we went back to my friend's house. This is where it gets really scary. Days go by as normal, and nothing happened until one night. I was at my friend's house, and it was probably around 9 o'clock in the winter, and I had to walk home. I live 30 minutes away walking. I'm on this long road in the neighborhood. It's like that main road that all the little streets connect to, and there were no cars. Usually, there are many cars, but I was walking and I noticed that one of the street lights was shining a white light rather than an orange hue. When I got to the point where I was under this white light, it went silent. I could hear my heartbeat. It was that quiet. I saw something in the road. It looked like someone on all fours crawling. I turned my head to look at it better, and it glitched forward and the fucking street light above me blew up. I ran for my life. I got home and went into my room and told my friends through Xbox. They didn't believe me. During the night, I got up to get some Coca-Cola in my kitchen. My kitchen has 2 ways in, and the way I came in, the other entrance is directly to my right. In the other entrance's doorway, I saw something white crawling out of sight in the other room. I own a white Labrador dog, so I thought it was him. So I grabbed a Coke and proceeded to go get him, only to enter to find the room empty. I called his name and he came from upstairs. There is no way he could have passed me. I go back in my room panicked because I'm starting to think that this crawling thing is following me. Time goes by, and I move in with my father. I now live in an apartment. I start seeing in the corner of my eye what appears to be a woman dressed in a white robe with long, dark black hair, literally like The Grudge. One day when I was going to school, I was leaving out the door and I hit the light switch but dropped my keys. I turned on the light, but it flashed the same white light that street light did, and in that split second, I saw her standing in the room. I picked up my keys and left my apartment as fast as possible. Going to school with what I saw was not easy. I was scared out of my mind. It was Friday, but my friends were leaving town that weekend. Father's Canada or family related, so I just stayed home. Around 2:30 a.m., one of my friends that saw the girl that day at the park got on Xbox and started talking to me. He described exactly what I've been seeing. At this time, I was looking toward the end of my table, and I noticed someone was sitting in the chair at the end of it. Thinking it was just my 3-year-old sister, I ignored it. Then I remembered. It's 2:30 a.m. Right when I thought that, the figure's head seemed to jolt its head to look right at me, and it vanished. To the left of where it was sitting is the door to the deck, and it has those large blinds that you can turn and slide. Those all just floated up to the top, and slowly, one by one, dropped towards me. My other friend, not the one on the Xbox, and I have been talking about this spirit before this night, so I took a picture of where I saw it sitting and sent it to him saying, "I just saw it here." I went to bed that night, but it was hard to fall asleep. I woke up to my phone having like 15 texts from the friend I sent the picture to. His text read, "What the fuck? How did you get a picture of it?" I opened the picture, and there in the picture was it. The pic started going around school, and soon enough, everybody knew who I was. The next weekend, I went to my friend's house, the one that saw it the day of the ritual. We were talking about it when his mom overheard us. She came up to us and was terrified. When she was younger, she lived up the street from that park and said that people used to use the park's amphitheater to sacrifice animals to the devil. Apparently, one day it went too far, and a girl was sacrificed in the bathroom, and that's why it shut down. That night I awoke to whispers that I couldn't understand, but they were loud. Then I heard crying that echoed like the witch from Left 4 Dead. And then I saw the door open. I yelled, and everybody woke up. None of them heard it. I was approached by a friend that offered me a person who could help with this spirit. I decided to give it a try. I had to delete the photo and put crosses on all my doors and windows. Ever since then, I haven't seen it. Sorry for not having the picture. I did post it once on /x/, however.
Happened to me 2 days ago. Be me. Live in Rotterdam, Netherlands. Be living in one of the richest districts in the entire city, Kralingen, and have average city park or woods near. Walking the dog with my mom. It's becoming dark already, but we decide to make a quick walk. Some kind of shitty horse riding festival or some shit that blocks the major roads in the forest. Whatever. We just go around and take smaller roads. It's getting really dark. Mom uses her iPhone camera light to illuminate. Go through the woods to get to the other part. There's nobody there and it is really silent. It was around 11 o'clock and nobody walks their dog in the woods this late. Get to a part we usually don't go to. Get kind of lost. Reach a big road. Looks familiar, but we were far away from the part where we normally go. Trees don't cover the entire road, so we could see a little bit. Just walk ahead and see where we'll come. About 50 meters ahead, some guy appears for 3 dark seconds and waits at the side of the road. Really hard to see. Looks like he's trying to hide from us. It was entirely dark and there was nobody. And remind yourself that that part of the woods was hard to reach, and it was too late for anyone to walk around there. I wasn't sure if my eyes were going crazy, but it seemed so clear. I didn't see any details. It was too dark. Nope.gif. 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 Mom saw it too. Walk away very quickly. Keep walking until we reach a far edge of the horse-riding fuckery. Follow the trail until we reach the beginning of the forest again. When I look back at it, I'm not too impressed anymore. My dog wasn't affected by it, and he senses people very easily and gets scared very quickly.
I have a few. I used to live in a house where a teenage couple took their lives together. We moved in shortly after it happened. It was a large, old house. People claimed the house was haunted, and one of my dogs refused to go in the basement. There was a 19th century plow in the basement that was probably there since the house was built. My sister used to say she had dreams of a farmer who wanted his plow back. There was a hole in the back of the basement with a big board over it. I moved the board once and a wooden chair was in the hole. It was just enough so you could sit back there. I have no idea why. I hope it wasn't used to punish kids. I didn't think much of this stuff. But one night I had some sort of waking dream. I was about 14. I was laying on my side in bed. Then suddenly I felt someone touch my chest. For some reason I said, "Philip?" And then I felt a knife go through my back. I could feel the blood running out and pooling. I went completely numb and lay there thinking I was dead for a long time. For a time I wasn't sure who exactly I was or what happened. Only that someone had killed me. Then the feeling finally started to fade. I got up and checked my back. No knife, no wound. I checked my bed. No blood. I had a big German shepherd at the time and assured myself that if someone came in, he would have certainly let us know. To this day, I have a slight fear of it happening again. But so far, it never has. It was either a very bizarre sleep paralysis type dream, or maybe the house was haunted after all. But I'm not sure if I believe in that sort of thing. I did tell my mom, but she told me it was a dream. And it scared my little brother into not wanting to go to bed. I had gone to bed early because I wasn't feeling so well, but I don't think I had a fever. And while it was hot out, it wasn't that bad. A weird thing about that house was it being built over an underground stream. The whole area was. The concrete in the basement was all cracked because of this. I thought that ghosts and paranormal things were supposed to stay away from streams. I have one more for now. There was this guy in my neighborhood. I would see him usually by big common alleys and the train platform area. He always wore a fancy-looking dark suit. He was pretty old but had no wrinkles. You could just tell that he was old. He was also so androgynous looking in the face that it was hard to tell if it was actually a man or not. He had bright red hair and was very pale. Everywhere you saw him, he'd be gone in a flash. He went around a corner. Gone. He went into an alley. Gone. And I wasn't the only person who saw him. Others did too. My mom thought that maybe he was some kind of ghost or alien or something. Sure, he might have just been really fast for his age and his appearance just made you do a double take, but he just seemed to be misplaced somehow. After a while, I stopped seeing him around. I guess he moved or died, or who knows.
Be me, about 13 years old, playing outside with my best friend in a remote part of a remote village. It's an odd place I grew up in. The street we were playing on was about 200 meters long and was in a very small valley. There were 2 exits, one that led towards the village and the other that led to the local fields. We were close to the field's exit, late November, so it starts to get dark quickly. Me and my friend start to get an eerie feeling. Anon, we should go. Hold on, I gotta take a leak first. As I was nearly done, I heard something that sounded like laughter from the end towards the village. Turn my head and see what I can describe as a shadow person. I couldn't distinguish one feature other than it was completely black, exactly like a shadow, head to toes. He or it starts laughing really fucking loud. Fuck this .webm. As fast as I can, I start running like crazy. I will say one more time that we were at one end of the street and him at the other. I get to take about 5 steps, and when I look behind, the fucker is behind me. Like 5 inches behind me. There was no way in hell he could cover that distance in that amount of time. We start running like we never ran before. We turned right and ran towards the village through the fields. I could still hear him or it laughing maniacally. Go home. Parents see I'm scared shitless, but I refuse to tell them what happened. I have no idea what happened to me that day, or what that thing was that followed us like that. We have both seen it.
Around the age of 7 or 8, Mother works in PTA. As a result, I'm at school pretty late. I'm exploring the school one evening. I decide to walk around the 4th floor and look at stuff. The hallways are separated by iron doors with windows and no knobs, so you can push them open. I look into one hallway and see the lights are flickering and decide to walk through it for the novelty. While walking through the hallway, I hear breathing. I stop my own breath and try to hear it. I notice a small cardboard box laying in front of me, open but the top part facing away from me. "Hello," I call, sure there was someone else. I walk to the end of the hallway towards the box, still hearing the breathing all the while, lights still flickering. At this point I'm sure there is another kid in the box, and I'm so bored I'm glad to find someone to play with. So I jog up to the box and turn to the side where it's open. "Hey," I say, then my mind stops. I am in full fucking fear mode. What I saw was a girl around my age with pure white-looking skin. Her eyes were pitch black, and the dress she wore looked old, the tint almost dusty, so my head just goes full retard. I pretty much jump in place like a Scooby-Doo character and begin to try to run. I'm slipping in the same spot and begin to run the way I came, despite being closer to the other exit. The lights turn off. I go apeshit and throw myself at the door and break back into the hallway I was first chilling in. I look back and the lights turn back on and flicker some. I go down to the PTA room and mention there may be a girl upstairs. The janitor says no one is up there. I later asked a teacher if someone died in our school. They said yes, but I never asked for details and I kinda just never brought it up after.
Be me, in August 2013. With 3 friends, taking a walk at 10 p.m. Decide to go to a river path, drew a map of a portion of it, pick related. We start walking down the path, with my phone's flashlight being our only light source. I start talking about how spooky the trees look. We're talking, and then one friend says, "Wait guys, there's someone over there." point the light at the bench, and there's a guy sitting there, upright, eyes open. We're walking past this guy, who's just sitting at this bench on a dark path at night. He isn't moving his head or eyes or even blinking. Clearly alive, though, staring straight ahead and sitting still. We pick up the pace. About 10 seconds later, as the path curves, we hear a child's voice coming from the direction of the river. Hi! We fucking bolt it.
I live in Auburn, New York. Not a ton of stuff, but some is creepy. My dad worked at Auburn Correctional Facility, where the first execution via electric chair took place. According to him, the room where William Kemmler's execution took place, a converted bathroom, in the hot summer would reek on some days. Not of human waste, but of burning flesh and hair. He said it was the worst thing he had ever smelled. The creepiest place in town would have to be Fort Hill Cemetery. Fort Hill is this huge cemetery that is like 2 miles big and surrounded by the city. Overlooking Auburn is Fort Hill, obviously, which is nicknamed Indian Hill. The site was originally an Iroquois burial ground, and at the top of the hill is where some chief was buried. My dad and I once drove up the hill in the evening, and our car just stalled at the top. It only stalled for a few seconds, but it was creepy. I've heard other reports that if you go to the top of the hill at midnight, the chief will be up there walking before he disappears behind a tree. Another creepy spot is where Harriet Tubman is buried. It's nestled between Indian Hill and some smaller hill. People have said that in the night she'll walk around her grave, motioning her hands like she wants you to follow her. When I visited her grave during the day, it got super cold, even though it was June. There's also a cemetery in Union Springs that my grandfather's buried at. Back in the 70s, some guy drove his car into the stones by the cemetery along the road. He was going so fast his car dented the stones, big slabs of concrete really, back 11 inches. Snapped his neck instantly. That's all really. I may post more if I remember some.
Also, I don't know if this qualifies as creepy, but it certainly bugged me when it happened. B-18, just swore into the Army. Get told I've been selected for one more examination after MEPS, as long as it gets me out of MEPS.jpg. Get told my recruiter will not be driving me home. Have to get into a van with a major, a specialist, and a staff sergeant, as well as 4 other recruits. Get told to put our heads down and keep them down the whole way there. Manage to catch a few glimpses of signs. Recognize streets, but not really the path taken. Drive maybe 30 minutes deep into the city. Like Deep City. Buildings all begin to blend together. Told to exit the van once we stop. I can't see a road sign or anything. No pedestrians, no pigeons, no nothing. Taken into a nameless office building simply numbered 450. Enter 450, and we all are taken to separate waiting rooms. No magazines, no TV, basic 70s olive drab furniture. Get told I will be staying the night here and that my parents have been alerted, as has my high school. Suddenly feel off. The air has a funny smell to it, get kinda dizzy. Taken into a solid white room with fluorescent lighting. The white tone amplifies the light. It looks endless. This is a simple test on mental strain. Please stay awake. The room smells funny. The air tastes funny. I don't like it. I try to relax, but there's little sound. No outside noise, no feedback, no windows. Everything is just white. My eyes are kind of having trouble telling where the end of the room is. The lights are getting louder. In fact, they're whistling. My heartbeat is accelerating. I think I can hear my own blood moving through my body. My eyes are burning. Doesn't matter how much I blink, my body hurts. I don't know how long it's been, a few hours, a day. Food is given to me through a slot. I can't stomach much. It all tastes terrible. Can only handle peanut butter and applesauce. More time passes. I can't take this anymore. Even just scratching my scalp feels 1,000,000 times amplified. I can hear everything. My skin feels prickly. I want to take it off, resist the urge to scratch and pace. I yell at the walls and at the corners, at the vents and the slots in the door with no handle. I want out at this point. I can't take it. The air starts tasting funny again. It smells bad. Feel this rush of adrenaline. I'm angry, very angry. Start pounding on the walls. I don't think I've ever been so frustrated. Pound on the door and demand to be let out. Kick at the door. Punch until my knuckles hurt. I can hear whispers from the wall. About a 75% chance? I yell that I can hear them and demand to know what chances they meant. The whispers stop. It's like they're stunned. One more whisper, a possible candidate. The air stops tasting funny, but it gets cold. Keep fighting the wall and suddenly feel really worn. Fight to stay awake, but it's getting harder. My right eye starts to bleed and my head hurts really bad. The lights are so loud I can't take it. Wake up at MEPS, surrounded by EMTs. He's awake! Are you okay? You had a nasty fall. What about the room? What room? Asked a few people in basic and even while deployed. No one acknowledged the room except for 2 guys and, well, they didn't make it back.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more Greentext will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.